This is the new Paradigm technology up here, right? We got lighter, we got lower in loft, right? And we got the forged wood composite.
I'm here with Martin Walkmeyer.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. All
That's
right,
really good actually.
we're going to check out your long drive champion.
Yeah.
It's about the driver head that you're playing, the loft,
Yeah.
the shaft that you're using.
Yeah.
We deal with TPT, so we know these boys.
Oh, perfect.
And I've seen what you're playing, which is crazy compared to what I think you should be playing. So tell us about that.
So you guys right now out there, what would you think? Like a long drive champion, swing speeds like 157 on TrackMan, 162 on quad. What would you guys expect that I swing?
Well, I'm thinking right now, so I know TPT products, and I think 14 low is their strongest, heaviest product. So I'll be like, okay, 14 low.
Yeah, that would be like a 5X or 4X shaft or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Fairly strong. And when I started off, I thought the same way, and I thought as soon as you swing it that fast, you have to swing a stiff shaft. But now look at this. Oops.
Oh, what is that?
It is a 21 high.
21
It
high.
is the softest and lightest one.
It really is.
And the reason is very simple. With this thing, it's so much easier and way more effortless to actually create speed. And at the same time, TPT is one of the few manufacturers out there, and I believe the only one, that has such a shaft that soft with that less torque.
Yeah.
The torque is so low, it's like at 5 point something degrees at like 185 CPM, depending on what machine you use. Super soft.
And you're moving at a $157 and it's holding up. There's no, like, you don't have any issues with snapping the thing. And that's what people worry about. It's too soft, it's too light, it's going to break.
It's so funny, especially with TPT, right? Because like 5-7 years ago, they were known to break on the PGA Tour. And now they redid a few things, and I've never broken one.
No, well, we know the technology. They've shown us the X-rays. Those things are the best quality golf shots.
I agree.
Unbelievable.
I agree. So. But they came from a place, and that's why they learned.
Right. You got to go through that.
Exactly. And that's why I appreciate their technology so much, because they withstand what we do, and I mean, it can't go any crazier, right? No. And a lot actually has to do with how you decelerate the shaft, because when we see breakage, it's actually on the finish over the back, right? So it's breaking this way. And that happens when you're not capable of decelerating the shaft efficient enough based on your swing speed. So when someone like whatever swings at 135 but has terrible deceleration, then sometimes you see some breakage, but that happens with any brand, right? That's simply how you're not supposed to use a shaft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now tell us about a Paradigm. That's why we're all here.
Yeah, you're right. It was super interesting because I was involved in the whole prototyping process of especially this long drive head.
Yeah.
The
this
difference.
Is a 4.5 degree. Let me just show everyone.
Exactly.
4.5 degrees of loft on this.
Yeah, 4.5 degree. That's why it's the long drive version.
Right.
Then at the same time, for the first time ever, Callaway now went with a composite crown, and at the same time moved the CG so far forward by doing that, because we got lighter at the back, CG forward, meaning lower spins, lower launches as well, but lower spins especially. That's the important part. And so before, I was always playing around with like the weight port and all that, went a little heavier, a little lighter, try to like move CG and like all that.
You haven't got anything in the weight port.
And now in the meanwhile, I went completely raw. So, I mean, you got to cover it. It's not legal to leave it open.
Right, okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it's not applicable to most people, right? So, but you got to cover it. I got a sticker that is especially made for this, so I just cover it in competition, and then sometimes it comes loose. You put a new one on, or whenever I practice indoors when it's not wet, I just leave it open, whatever, right? It's not that big of a deal. But in competition, I always make sure that it's closed. And by doing that, I simply go like 2 grams lighter than the 2 gram weight, right? It's super, super simple. And also, we use the strong adapters. So this one is the green one.
I'm just looking at that. So you've got a 4.5 degree driver set -2 degrees.
Exactly.
So you're playing a legit 2.5 degree.
Exactly. So this one is actually 4.1 degrees. So it always comes out, because they're all handmade, right? They all come out a little differently. So there's a little tolerance with everything. And the lowest one I've ever seen was 3.9, and the highest one I've seen was 4.8. Okay. So it's half of a degree plus minus.
That's good information though. Like, people think there's just what's written on the tin, but you just said there, you're a tour guy. You get the best of the best of the best. And there's still variants, right?
Yeah, 100%. And that's normal, and then you just got to pick what works for you, right? Or just set it the way you want to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, very few people out there probably need a 4.5-degree driver and
Yeah.
set it down to like 2.5, right? I don't think so. But especially because this thing, to actually get it up in the air, you got to attack it with definitely double digits.
Okay, yeah. What's your number?
More like 12.
Is that trackman
Right.
number or foresight number?
It's angle of attack is pretty much the same
much
on
both.
both.
Okay.
Yeah. Speed is a little different because it reads a little differently, right? Because it's also interesting. Most people believe that TrackMan measures at maximum compression, and that's why it's slower, because the ball is slowing it down.
Gone, yeah.
That is not the case.
Okay.
The actual reason is the sticker of the foresight is right at the face,
Yeah.
and TrackMan is calculating the speed at the geometric
center
center,
of gravity.
which is back here, right? In the middle of it.
Yeah.
And
That's why you see some crazy numbers when you get toe and heel hits and the center of gravity is wiggling around.
exactly. And also when you think about it, how the club face actually moves through impact, you see this point right here, because it rotates a little bit, right? The club head is not moving in a straight line. It's actually rotating a little bit. This point right here is moving faster than this point.
Yes.
And I figured it's around 2.5% on
2.5%.
Yeah, between foresight, quad, and TrackMan. What you could do is, so sometimes I always use one dot mode of the stickers. Always one dot, because
Antenna.
when you go like with these 4 dots, I mean, you get phase data, right, which I rarely use when I practice. You get like closure rate, like all the good stuff. Whenever I want to practice for it, I use it. But for most of my sessions, I just use 1 dot because it's a bit more reliable.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get 1 dot reads like over here with the 1 dot over here, which reads faster, right? And it's jumping back and forth a little bit. If you want to compare the TrackMan speeds to the foresight speeds, what I've seen is when you put the dot right there, up here, it's pretty much the same read.
All right.
Yeah, so this point right here and the geometric center of the club are moving at approximately the same speed.
This is a numbers guy. If anyone doesn't know what a numbers guy is, this is a numbers guy right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so good to hear. Well, how about you and I face off for a long drive challenge?
We can.
That was all right. That wasn't bad.
That was actually pretty straight.
What'd you
Also, the cool part about it is that was a little smoothie, right?
That was a
And-
smoothie.
Yeah.
It was 2
And also I towed it. I towed it right there. And it is so cool to see what this paradigm actually does, because these balls are the ones that actually put me in play when I do long drives.
So you're using the new Callaway ball?
No, I mean
the face.
Yeah, the face.
Yeah.
The way I hit it, right? I high towed it right there, but it started right and went pretty straight,
Yeah.
and it's so much more forgiving, and that actually puts me in play when I play long drive.
Well, you know, like a toe shot, you get more gear effect. You start doming left.
Yeah, exactly. Also, sometimes, but what happens is with a lot of toe shots is they start duck hooking like crazy, right? Especially at those speeds. But this one was like perfect.
Yeah, just turned over a
And
little.
like these kinds of mishits, and I mean, especially in long drive, we're facing mishits. We're mishitting the ball all the time,
Yeah.
right? So like half of the time we maybe hit it sort of middle, and then like maybe 1 out of 6 we crush it like perfectly. But yeah, we have 6 balls in 2 minutes 30 seconds. So putting one in play early is always good. Not only because the guys you compete against know you got one in,
Yeah.
but also for yourself, like mentally, it's different.
You
It's
can
a
let it
different
go from then on in, right?
exactly. Go try it.
So what have I got to beat? 207? Oh, no, sorry. 307.
Well-
Right. So 307.
Let's go, 307.
The sky at your bite, is that the same rule?
That's all fine. Oh, that was not too bad.
I was
It's
going for
actually pretty
straight,
straight.
you know. I mean, I was trying to hit the fairway.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at you. 204.
You only got me by like 103 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you would hit it longer than 204.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a feeling these numbers are a little. I mean, they're definitely not inflated.
No, they're not inflated today. That's right.
Not inflated today. Yeah, that's all fine, but it was not too bad. You crushed it
I got
right
it in the middle. I hit it in the middle.
All right. This,
Mate,
I mean, you might want to try the soft
I've got
one.
the TPT, but I haven't got the soft one.
Yeah, you should try the soft
I'll
one.
give it a
It's
rock.
just so cool because you learn how to like unload the shaft correctly, because when when you go like this, right, what's actually happening is like the hands slow down, right? This is the way it should be. The hand speed should peak around here at shaft vertical, and then the hands go up and slow down, and that's actually kicking the shaft forward. And when you learn how to unload it correctly, then the shaft is giving you so much because all the stored energy is like going into the ball.
You give it to it, yeah.
You should, yeah. Let's
Mate,
try it.
that was so much fun. You're a legend. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, my man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.